It probably saved Jim's life.
Oh, it's by far safer in the car. If you're outside in a storm like that, you're going to get killed. It's like being hit by a rocket 100 miles an hour.
That's all for this edition. Tune in next time for even more amazing encounters with weather on Full Force Nature.
Through the storm and beyond, the Weather Channel, the Winter Weather Authority. Now you're local on the 8s.
Wake up with Al and your weather today. Weekday mornings from 6 to 11 on the Weather Channel.
In the midst of what is, by and large, one of the bleakest days in the story of our city, the sun came out at the same moment as they removed Anne from that building.
Rescuers pull a woman from the rubble 24 hours after New Zealand's powerful earthquake. Ahead, the weather searchers face in the battle there to save survivors. And snow's falling again in the Northwest. Discover why this time snow could even fall in San Francisco. And get ready for lightning, thunder, and more in the East. The timeline on the return of severe weather comes right now on First Outlook. Well, a good Wednesday to you. Welcome into First Outlook. I'm Scott Williams. We're tracking snow in the Northwest, fog along the Gulf Coast, and we also continue to bring you the very latest about the situation in New Zealand. Officials now believe no earthquake survivors will be found at the Canterbury TV building in Christchurch. Among those inside when the quake hit, a group of foreign students. But rescue efforts continued overnight. Crews faced cool temperatures as they rescued 48 people from the rubble of buildings that crumbled in the 6.3 magnitude earthquake. The death toll has risen. Officials say at least 75 people have died in the quake. Another 300 are still missing, and a curfew's in effect in the worst hit areas of Christchurch. In the meantime, the other story that we're tracking this morning, the return of severe weather later this week. Severe weather expert Dr. Greg Forbes shows us when, where, and why.
2011 so far has not seen a whole lot of severe weather, but that could change come especially Thursday as a surface low, a lot of warm, moist air push their way into the south central part of the U.S., begin to tap that warm, moist Gulf of Mexico air as a disturbance that's now off of California moves east with that jet stream. Some turning of the winds with height there, especially near that warm front, could allow even a tornado to form. Some damaging winds, some hail, and some very heavy rain, especially that heavy rain along and north of the warm front. By the time we get into Friday, that system pushes pretty quickly across to the east and may even give a chance along the east coast of a little bit of severe weather on Friday. But it may start Wednesday night in parts of southwest Oklahoma and west Texas, but then especially on Thursday here in the red shaded areas, anywhere from central Texas up to western Tennessee and parts of northern Mississippi. The core of the tornado threat probably across parts of Arkansas down into the Texarkana area. Overnight in the darker red shaded areas, a chance that some isolated damaging wind gusts in particular may move across Tennessee and all the way perhaps to near Atlanta. Along with that, near the warm front, some heavy rain may fall. Now, there's some question as to exactly how far north the severe weather will get and the rain. If the rain and heaviest rain pushes a bit farther north into Kentucky, that could allow a little bit more severe weather to push a bit farther north. But right now, looks like some places from Little Rock over into the Nashville area could see maybe 3, locally 5 inches of heavy rain. Now, what about the tornado condition index on a scale of 0 to 10? How severe is the tornado threat? At the moment, the jet stream and the surface winds are fairly well aligned, so that usually holds down the number of tornadoes. So will all that heavy rain, but perhaps across central Arkansas, down into the Texarkana area, southeast Oklahoma, southwest Arkansas, northeast Texas, northwest Louisiana, might get a 4 on a scale of 10, about a 40% chance of a tornado within 40 miles. And I mentioned to start off, it's been pretty quiet in 2011. We've had preliminary counts of 15 and 3 tornadoes in January and February so far. Those are well below average compared to what we expect in the past 10 years. And the year-to-date thus far, we've had just 18, which is 61% below average. We would normally have had 46 in those past 10 years. March usually shows a ramp-up, averaging 83 in the past 10 years. And then May, more than 300. That usually is the most active month. So severe weather season, it looks like it's about to begin.
All right, thanks so much for that expertise, Dr. Forbes. And right now, as we take a look at the current weather scenario, it's fairly quiet across the country. High pressure settling in overhead for the Northeast and New England. And we are watching out for a few sprinkles through central sections of Missouri, but most of that not making it to the ground. And then getting ready for an active pattern for the Pacific Northwest, as they will be seeing some snowfall in places like Seattle and Portland. But fairly quiet here across the Northeast and New England. Temperatures are chilly. We're dealing with the 20s around Pittsburgh, New York City, as well as the Baltimore area. But with that high pressure in control, get ready for a lot of sunshine here across the area, and definitely a break from the winter weather that we've been seeing as of late. What about 43 degrees for your high temperature in Washington, D.C.? Upper 30s today in Boston and New York City, a high for you of 43 degrees, so near seasonal temperatures expected for the Northeast. Also, getting a break from the action here through parts of the Midwest after all of that snowfall around Minneapolis. You are finally quiet. Temperature-wise, you're in the 20s. And between Kansas City and St. Louis, most of this not making it to the ground. Just a few sprinkles here this morning, but no major concerns. High pressure stretches across the Ohio Valley. A weak disturbance will move into the northern tier. That will likely bring potentially a few flurries into northern sections of Minnesota, but otherwise we'll find some sun and clouds mixing from Kansas City to St. Louis. Temperatures topping out in the 50s for you. And Cincinnati, you'll see a lot of sunshine for today. Fairly quiet across the southeast as well. However, we are dealing with some fog, especially along the Gulf Coast, and as we move into the Sunshine State here. Also, tender dry conditions continuing for Texas, and also as we move along the Florida Panhandle. Still more to come on First Outlook as we are continuing to keep tabs on the weather and also a West Point rescue.
My name's Jill Strange. I'm 49 years old. I love gardening and I love volleyball. I've been taking OsteoBioflex for several years now. OsteoBioflex is a great product. I can go back and do gardening with comfort.
OsteoBioflex, the glucosamine chondroitin supplement with 5 locks in advance, shows improvement in joint comfort within 7 days.
Since taking OsteoBioflex, there's nothing that I can't do.
Now available in a new and different 1-per-day formula.
I like the idea of a 1-per-day formula.
Homeowners, rates have been going up, but you can still refinance to a fixed rate as low as 4.5% at LendingTree.com, where customers save an average of $293 a month. Call LendingTree at 1-800-800-8733 today.
Hey, I am really distracted by this sandwich. I'm probably going to veer into your lane, so watch out.
Accidents don't announce themselves. That's why the RX helps protect you with 360 degrees of safety. See your Lexus dealer.
See this? Nobody else has what this paint's got, and that's a #1 rating. It's a paint and primer in one, so it goes on bold and looks even better. It means getting more done in half the time, and it means the shade you see on that swatch ends up on that wall, and is as durable as it is colorful. You know where to find it. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Try it for yourself. Get your own 8-ounce sample of the #1 rated Behr paint. Now just $2.94.
If you want weather on your TV, just turn to the Weather Channel. On your computer, the Weather Channel online is weather.com. And with the Weather Channel mobile app, you can always take the weather with you. The source for weather, the Weather Channel.
Wake up with Al and your weather today. Weekday mornings from 6 to 11 on the Weather Channel. And now, you're local on the 8s.